is a money coach and a financial educator. She is going to talk to us about women, wealth, and relationships. Let's put our hands together for Susan Powell.
Hi everybody. So my name is Susan Powell, aka Money Maestra, and I created Money Maestra after a 26-year career in the government, 22 of those years as a special agent, working a lot of money-related crimes. So when I retired, I realized that there just wasn't a lot of money education being taught in our high schools. And so the first thing I want to say is, especially for women, why is it different? I know there's some guys in the audience, but it's a female-heavy audience. Why is it different for women? It's different because we have not had the same rights with money for very long. And it's like so recent. So I want to give you a couple facts just so you can sort of see what I'm talking about. In 1970 was when a federal appeals court said that companies could no longer change the title of a job when they gave it to a woman so that they could pay less to the woman than they were paying to a man for the same job. 1970. Wow. It's in 1974 that under the Fair Credit Opportunity Act, we finally had the right to get credit on our own. Prior to that, it did not matter for credit card companies. Credit cards were created in 1958. It wasn't until the Fair Credit Opportunity Act of 1974 that we were allowed to get our own credit card. Prior to that, we needed to take a man with us. It didn't matter how much money we earned. We still couldn't have our own credit card. So ladies, this stuff is important. Money is power. Money is choice. Money is freedom. So,
amen.
That is what I'm here to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is your money story. What is a story that plays in your head? Because we all have. So I want to tell you a little bit about why I do this, besides my reason with my child watching it not happen in high school, is I grew up poor. And I grew up in a family where my mom did not work, she did not drive, and my father would come home, and I would watch this on Friday nights. It was when he got paid, and he would dish out cash, and he would pay my mother. I can remember him striking the bills, and that was her money to last for the week. And my father, let's say we spent a lot of money liberally on beverages, and we had to squeak by on what was left. And I remember thinking as a young child, never will that be me. I will never be dependent on a man. Again, guys, no offense, but I will never be dependent on a man for money, and I will always be able to earn my own money. And I figured that out at like age 10. And so I started pet sitting, babysitting, paper route. As soon as I was 16, I got a job. Anything I could do to work and start putting money away. And I said, this will not be my life. And it wasn't my life. As soon as I turned 16, I got a job. I was the first person in my family to go to college. When I got out of college, my first job paid me $17,000. Not much money. But I knew it was a stepping stone. And here's what I'm talking about, your money story. If I had got stuck and said, this is where I'm at, I'm gonna be stuck here in this job and I'm gonna make my way little by little. No, I was like, this is a stepping stone, I want more. So my next job was the IRS. And I got a $4,000 raise. I went up to $23,000. But I was working for the feds, and they had a retirement plan. They had a TSP. So as soon as I was vested, I started investing in my retirement plan. And that was game-changing. At 23 years old, to start investing in retirement, you've got time on your side. So especially for all the young women out there, start investing in your retirement as soon as you can. I walked away from my job at 50. Fully able to do so. Nice. And it's because I started when I was 23. So I ask you this, what is your story? What is playing in your head? Is it serving you or is it hurting you? Is it blocking you? Because it's just a story. If I had watched my mother was one of the kindest women in the world, but instead of seeing her suffering and saying, ooh, that's my life, I saw her suffering and say, that will not be my life. And I changed it. And we can all change it. So what I say is look yourself in the mirror. Whatever that story is that's playing that isn't serving you, say it out loud. Say it on, write it on paper. Tell your friend, tell a money coach, talk to somebody and say, this is a story that's playing in my head and I want to change it. And that's where it starts. Change the story. And then once you change the story, and I like what Alicia said, we do a lot of the same things. Once you change the story, then you get to the practicality. You need to educate yourself about money. She gives free workshops. I give free workshops. I have paid workshops. I have courses. I do one-on-one coaching. There's books. There's movies. There's so many ways to learn. Learn about money. Money is power. And here's the other thing. A lot of what Alicia said. To me, money is freedom. Because this is what it does when I'm not stressed about money. When I'm not stressed about paying my bills, debts. I don't have debt, except for my mortgage. I get to live my life with freedom, with creativity, with choice. I wear this necklace that says, choose your life, as a reminder. And I get to choose my life, no one else. And part of that is because I have my money stuff figured out. So many of us get trapped in this debt cycle and not having enough money and not understanding how it works. So tell your story, get it out, and if it's not serving you, change it. And so to create wealth, and I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to zip through this, but to create wealth, start young. And if you're not young, start now. Start. And I like what you said about automating it. I automated it. Every paycheck, it came out of the top. I never even knew what my paycheck really was like because I took the money out first. So this whole thing about I can't afford to invest, not true. Take something that's not as important as your future and get rid of it and start investing. And when you see your money grow and you see that, you start to have this feeling of I'm in charge of my life. I have the power. And then that grows from there. And then opportunities happen. I have opportunity knocking at my door all the time. I believe in abundance, not scarcity. There is so much out there where you can learn about money and you can make money. We're in a gig economy. I have like 5 different sources of income because I know I believe in myself and I can make money in more than one way. So believe in yourself. And then so wealth is just, it doesn't have to be all at once. It's not get rich quick. It's invest. It's don't overspend on things. Don't go into credit card debt. And if you are, get out of it. Pay those high interest rates. There's ways to pay off debt that is very calculated and it can be done. So even if you're in debt, do not be disturbed by that. There's a way to get out of it. So get out of debt. Budget your money. I'm a budgeting, I live by my budget. You ask me how much I spent on groceries today, I could look at my budget and tell you. I know, because I want to know where my money goes, because it's my money. And I travel and I live this budget life, but it's because I'm responsible that I've created freedom with money. So what I want to talk about last is how this flows over into your other relationships. So we all are in relationships with everybody, whether it's our partner, our husband, our kids, siblings, friends. How are you relating to money? One, what's your money story and how do you relate to money? And then how do you take the way you relate to money and put it into the relationships? Do you fight with your husband? Do you not talk about it with your partner? Do you get angry at your kids? Do you tell your kids that we're always going to be broke and we're never going to have money? What are the stories you're feeding them? Whether it's your partner, it's your children, it's your family. And so what I say is I have some sort of rules of engagement when we're dealing with money. Get straight with yourself so that you come in with equanimity. You come in with peace. You have to have no ulterior motives when you're speaking about money with the people in your life. This is not you against them, whoever it is, whether it's a partner, whether it's your husband. You come and you're equal, and you're here to solve something. I counsel couples. It's miraculous what happens when couples start speaking to each other about money on an even playing field. So don't have any ulterior motives. Come in wholeheartedly. You're there to help one another. You're not there to be a winner. You're not there to be right. So come in wholeheartedly. And then also transparency. No hiding, no secrets. Money doesn't work like that. If you're in a relationship, whether it's a sibling, a child, your spouse, especially partners. Partners have to talk about money. And they have to do it in a way that is equal. And everybody has an equal say, whether both parties work or not. So it's about open communication. Because the way we relate to money flows into all of our relationships. And even something as simple as sitting at a dinner with your girlfriends. How are you going to split the bill? Talk about it. All my friends know. We're going to talk about it if I'm at the table. We're going to talk about it. Are we splitting the bill? Is the person that's having drinks doing separate? Or not having drinks, they're separate? You just talk about it, right? So there's no the bill's on the table and then it's you and then somebody's mad because they didn't drink and they have to pay them. Just get it out. Just talk about it. So I'm going to leave you with this. The way you think about money affects everything in your life. Money infuses every part of life, every relationship in life, but mostly your relationship with yourself. So get straight with your money, and remember that when you're responsible with money, it creates freedom. And this is what I do for a living. It's what I love. I'm a money coach. I'm a money educator. Please follow me on Instagram. And on LinkedIn, I'm under Susan Howell. But this is part of my purpose in life. I want to have all women, everyone, but women in particular and young people in particular, empowered by money. Make it work for you because money is power and we all deserve to be empowered.
Love you, Susan!